Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast. Daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. We are 52 minutes away from Dear Meathead. And boy, do I need questions. Send them along, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. If you would like to ask Dad a question on Dear Meathead. Send it along on the Shoreliner striping inbox, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. Right away, Hurricane Ashley says, yeah, way to use your dad. That's right, I'm using my dad. I don't even like him. That is what was suggested by the scumbags over on, God, can you even call it a boomer bunker anymore? It's more like just a bunch of people getting together on FaceTime. Nate, who hates gays and transgender people, says, great show with Gizmongo. Made me like him even more. Oh, boy. Ryan says, I left that show feeling very gross. Yeah, he thinks like that. I mean, that's like his bread and butter. He lives his life that way. Oh, my God. Chris in Maine says, why does your son, Dear Meathead, why does your son wear the same color sweatshirt to try and fraud us into thinking the September 12th replay was live today? Oh, come on now. Don't be dumb. Send your questions for Dear Meathead, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. John probably is not going to make outside of dumb fucks like Nate, who for some reason likes this show. I must tell you something. If you get somebody who's thinks like such a moron, but yet still enjoys this show, that's a true saint. That's a wonderful thing, I think, when you can have somebody who thinks as backwards as someone as Nate does and still be very, very supportive and sweet to your old pal EZ. You can't go wrong with that. I mean, that to me is a formula of a winner. And the winner is me. No, in all seriousness, the only way to enjoy the Boomer Bunker is you have to reach out to John on Messenger. And then he's going to do like a group Facebook Messenger Live. No platform in America will have him. He's even been kicked off Quidditch, whatever it is, Quitch and Quatch and Grumble. He is no longer on those. The guy just keeps getting kicked off of platforms. I can't even get behind that. Like it matters. John is so dishonest. His point about, oh yeah, I'm not even bothered by it. I'm not even bothered by it. And then in the next, if you were to listen back to the show when he got kicked out, he said, okay, so we got 3 of you here on Kick. God damn it. Megan says, I hated everything about that segment. Hated it. It was so gross to listen to. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. To think that someone can be that warped in the mind is actually a good thing. It's a reminder of how many psychopathic, bigoted people exist and walks amongst us in the wild. That's a real thing. You know, John and the idiots that support that show, that's what they love to behave like that. That type of bigotry. Corey says, I'm listening to the Fat Fuck Fest today. I tried to reason with John, but one of the negative attributes of John is his inability to actually listen and think. John said that anyone who is transgender is mentally ill, that they would need mental help. That's what he said. Now, I know many people that are transgender. And I kind of learned long ago to just kind of like, okay, take the time and get to know these people and ask questions and listen to them and then use your best judgment and assess. Are these people mentally ill? No, they're not fucking mentally ill. They just don't want to be a chick anymore. They don't want to be a dude anymore. I don't have to know how it all works. I don't have to try to figure everything out. I just go, okay, cool. Yes. All right. If that, I support you as long as you're happy. If you're happy, I'm happy. Stevie says, I want to hear it out of curiosity, but I kind of don't want to get angry too. You won't, because I cut him off at the knees every opportunity and call him out on his fucking bullshit, and it's all bullshit. He's a psychopath. He's a sick man. And so is anyone who thinks like him. Megan says, you will be angry, but you should still listen. It was a good reminder of why we are allies. And, you know, that ally thing goes to everyone. I'm an ally of someone who's gay, lesbian, all that shit. I'm an ally of my neighbor next door. I'm an ally of people who don't agree with me. You know, at the end of the day, if someone's holding a gun to John Domingo's head, I'm going to be his ally. I'm going to help him. I liked trying to get through the thick layer of fat around his brain, but I don't think I was successful. That's one of the things I ask these psychopaths is what happens if you have a loved one, let's say your child or your grandchild goes through something like this. How are you? What are you going to do? And John said, get them mental help. That's how John is going to be supportive. I'm going to get them mental help. Jesus Christ. This is why these people want to kill themselves. Ryan making a John-like quote. Why can't I show porno on a platform that allows underage teens and kids? You might have left a word out on that one. Hurricane Ashley says he makes statements, says, quote, this is a fact, and it's literally not a fact. He's infuriating. Chris said he indicated he would put his own daughter in conversion therapy. Yeah, he's a dangerous old slut. Okay? That's what he is. He's a fucking moron. Jesus. And when John says things like, yeah, this is a fact. This is a fact. One of the points I made was that the idiots that support him, the dozen or so people that used to follow him on Twitch, they believe that. Okay? Like Nate here. God, again, Nate is the outlier on my show here. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? How come I like you so much? You are lucky I love you. You have been so helpful and sweet to me over the years, but how can you be such a twat? God damn it. I hope you're kidding. Corey says you can't have a serious conversation with someone when they operate on a different realm of facts. IMKO writes, Domingo argues disingenuously. It's not worth it. Honestly, he has a conclusion and figures out the evidence after the fact. Exactly. I don't get how you can exist like that. Oh, well. I'm letting this be. I think it's important that I close the book here. I beat the shit out of him pretty well yesterday when he was both not in here and in here. And I enjoyed that. It was therapeutic. It was therapeutic to rip on him, to rip on all those psychopaths that used to listen to me that now listen to him. Blue Chaos says, I was bothered by his constant misgendering. Yeah. That's you. When that happens, it's important to not. He's trying to get our goats. And we don't let him. This is rare. Ben normally doesn't have such a scathing indictment of another human being. There's not a angry bone in Ben Glaze's body. And he writes, he's an ignorant idiot and an asshole. Yes, exactly. He is, Ben. By the way, Ben Glaze, back in the radio game. Now, in fact, the executive producer, a behind the scenes, but still sometimes on air position on the Michigan Sports Radio Network on the X's and Bros show with Anthony Bellino. Can't wait to find out how that is going. In fact, it's a Big Fraud Wednesday. Tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Ben Glaze, EZ, and you on Patreon. I'm excited to do the show again. Normally, we'll throw in a Who Are These episode. I am not prepared for that today. We will only, that is fraudulent. We will just be doing Ben and Eric today at 7 p.m. So if you are on Patreon, even if you've, I don't know if I'm able to send the invite to the people who are doing the 7-day free thing. I'm going to try because I'd like you to be there. But if not, anyway, because I did get a handful of new people who signed up in the past day and a half. I will give John this, all of the shit that I was talking about him. It wasn't what he did because he didn't really say anything of substance on there. But I beat the shit out of him so much in the past 24 hours that I got an unusual amount of people that signed up on Patreon, 5 or 6 people. Typically, I'm happy with 5 or 6 a month. We got like 5 or 6 people yesterday and the day before. Concerning another Who Are These episode, who are these Ottawa County fascists? Yesterday, there was a massive 5-hour Ottawa County Board of Commissioners meeting with a lot of comment. Megan says, did you go through all 5 hours yet? No, but I've heard there's some great highlights. I love this. I'm so happy. Again, credit where credit is due. The suggestion made by Allison to do Who Are These Ottawa County Fascists? That came to us from her. She also had a suggestion that I don't think I'm going to get into because Jamingo upsets people. He's ugly. We have a dialogue together, but that's just because I want to keep the conversation going. The more John talks, the worse he looks and the people that he represents. Okay? The gingivitis crew. It was suggested that I do a political show with myself, Joe Spalding, and Jamingo. I'm not going to do that. John's gotten enough attention, and he's an animal. I would, if I had to ask everybody in this group right now who's on the chat with me to vote, how would you feel about that? Because, like, for me, I think there's an entertainment value, but it's disturbingly horrible. He did have a point, Corey writes. If you did a show, someone like that, He wrote, if you did a show, someone like that, it would hurt your credibility with sponsors. I think I know what you mean. I would do that on Patreon only, though. Megan says Joe Spalding was fantastic last night. Not as good as the guy who said something like, you're a POS Joe Moss. Linda, who I spoke with yesterday, and she was, right out of the gate, Linda does not pull punches when she talks to me about various things. She's got a pretty good handle on things concerning stuff like this. And first words out of her mouth, when she goes, "Yeah, no more. I wouldn't give him the time of day." So I am now, because it's kind of important to have a post-mortem after a show like that. But I think we're John'd out, right? He took his best shot. I don't even remember what he said. He didn't really come in there like the so-called grizzly bear that he was. I actually thought there would be more fireworks than that. Corey suggests John will fit right in on Rumble. It's the home of Alex Jones and Steven Crowder. And, the world has a way of working these things out. You got to be a real fucking moron to get kicked off of Twitch. Ryan says, here's one thing. John does a good job on the mic. That's my only positivity. More specific, what do you mean? You mean his mouth is physically close to the mic? He works a mic. His head's not going over here when he's talking, and we can understand what he's saying. Wait, what the fuck are you talking about? He's good on mic. Mitch says, well, technically, since John is using another account to chat here, I don't think he is. He just, I don't think that's the case. We'll know him if he's in here. But I should probably, unless he says something on the chat that's actually pertinent, Ashley says most of these shows, I guess referring to like my platform, have a funny angle. This was not funny. It was crazy to think that menace is allowed in public. And she says, and that's coming from me. Yeah, that's coming from a woman who throws laptops out of hotel room windows with no rhyme or no concern as to whether or not it's going to bury itself in someone's head. John is listening to the show right now. I think he was active on my Who Are These Broadcasters show yesterday with Carl and Christian. According to Linda, he was, I haven't gone and looked at it, and I probably won't. Whatever. Ryan says, no, he comes across like he's been doing radio podcasting for a very long time. He has. He comes across as a seasoned presenter. If even what he spews is gross, like I said, he'd make a great Newsmax pundit. Okay. I can accept that. Well, all right. I think that will close the book on John. Eric Zane, why are you late today? Well, I'll tell you why I'm late. First of all, I forgot to tell you yesterday at about this same time that it's a big day for Darla today. Yeah, she's getting spayed. So, up at my normal time and off she goes. 7:40 a.m. She's at the vet's. And normally you get to the vet and right away they've got someone there to bring the dog in. They can tell you what the hell's going to happen today. Hopefully everything will go well. You never know with sedation and bulldogs. So there is a degree of trepidation to this. As of right now, everything looks fantastic. According to Dr. Josh, she's probably in the middle of the procedure right now. God help us. Please watch over Darla, baby Jesus. I just don't want anything to happen to her when I get that call that everything is fine. She's coming out of the sedation. Then I will be happy. The cone of shame will be involved, and off we go. We get in there, and she starts just losing her shit, okay? And it's not because she's experiencing anxiety. She wants everyone there to pet her. So the ladies up at the front are taking phone calls from people who are wanting to get on. I mean, and Darla's like going crazy. So I go, I'm going to go outside. When the nurse comes, when the vet tech comes, I'll be outside. I take her outside. And then there's people out there too. So she starts losing her shit out there. I'm like, oh my God. Finally go back in there. And I actually said, everyone has to pet her. What a high maintenance pain in the ass. So the dog has to go behind the desk. Everybody has to pet the dog. And she's like, okay, you've given me my pets. I will move on to the next person. Big money flying out of the door at the Eric Zane show household. Last week, O'Neill was $650 for his yearly. Then it was $1,100 for truck tires. Today is another $700 for Darla. And then yesterday I got the news from Jeremy out the door from Jennison Pool and Spa Depot, sponsor of this show. You know how like we have that safety cover on the pool? Because as you know, I've got a hot tub and an in-ground pool. It's awesome. Stainless steel sides. It's great. I'm just kidding. Come on now. No, I'm not. I mean, I do have those things, but I'm just saying that to piss off people like Jamingo and Bob. Bob's the one who's always like, oh my God, what an asshole. He's got a sponsor for his email. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Dude, do you know math? See, numbers that come in help. It's called income. If you had one, you could relate. By the way, send an email in the Shoreliners striping inbox, Eric@ericzaneshow.com. Jeremy out the door says, yeah, Eric, that cover for the pool, it's you can run on it. You know, it's not a fabric, but it's not a hard cover. It's not a tarp. It's like a trampoline. He goes, easy, bad news. That one you had had its day. I go, oh. He goes, yeah, it's got some damage to it. That's about 20 years old. You need a new one. Okay. Can you quote me? You go, give me a quote. I go, and he says, yeah, of course. I knew I was in trouble when I was over at Bosco's making French fries. That when I was talking with Doug over there, I go, yeah, my guy says I need a pool cover. He goes, oh my God. I'm like, what? And he goes, and he like makes the Johnny football money, going through his fingers. He goes, they're expensive. I go, oh. He goes, let's play a game. Guess how much? I go, all right, I'll go high and then we'll work our way down. He goes, I go, 1,000. And he laughs in my face. Let me read to you what Jeremy out the door wrote to me. Hey there, Eric. Hope your day is going well. The best versions are the full mesh covers that are much more resistant to cracking and tearing like your solid older version currently. The full mesh are basically like your whole top is a filter that lets moisture through but keeps junk out. It talks about there's two ones that you can choose from. You know how you got like good, better, best? He doesn't even give me the good. He just gives me better best. So I go, $61.50? That's fucking incredible. Now, my eyes don't work so good, so I zoomed in. There is no decimal point. The good one is $6,150 plus tax. And around the deck, the pool deck is concrete. If they drill it, because there's like screws that go in the deck and these grommets that go in there, and it's a pain in the... Every one of those things they drill in is an extra $25. And there's like 10 of them. 10 of them. Shit, well, who am I kidding? There's like 30 of them. What's that math? That's another $750. All right. But that's the expensive one. The less expensive one is $1 short of $5,000. Holy shit. That means, okay, 6,100, 6,800, $7,450 since Friday. Fuck my butt. Are you kidding me? Thank God I got hired for Cameo. Patrick hired me to talk to his friend with the idiot name Talon on Cameo today. So that means $15 of that, because if you spend $20 on a Cameo, I get 15. So I can take $15 off. I did get several new people on Patreon. That does help. Thank you for your support. Wow. That's going to be a few extra days as the fucking fry cook. Nick says, F that, fill it in with dirt. Hey, I am with you, my friend. I am with you. I don't even go in it. Nate says, I miss nothing about, I think it's a double negative. You wrote, I miss nothing about not having a pool. You should have wrote, but you're Nate, I miss nothing about having a pool. See, people that aren't like you, not stupid, would write that appropriately. Okay. Yeah. And then you add in, okay, the thing about the pool is I don't even go in the damn thing, but everybody does. So I got a lot of lovely bathing beauties. My wife and my wife backups come over. My wife hangs out with them. They get drunk. And then Diana wants to molest me. So that's how that goes. I have no idea if it raises my homeowner's insurance. All I know is that I got to buy those chlorine pucks, and it's really expensive. And it's like $200 for a bucket of those times 2 plus the shock. You're looking at, just to keep it sanitized, about $600-700 a year. The pool is not cheap. There's no question. But I still like it because people have fun. We are 33 minutes away from Dear Meathead. Eric at ericzaneshow.com on the Shoreliners Striping inbox. I want to get into, you're like, God, I cannot believe we're talking about this, but it's true. Okay, unlike other shows and there's been something that's happened since COVID kind of dropped off. There's been a lot of stories that are like, hey, you see, we were right. We don't need that shot. And, oh, see, we were right. It's just a myth. It's a pandemic. Oh, my God. All that's bullshit. These are facts. COVID killed millions, including my mom, it's going to continue to kill a lot of people. Less people are going to be hospitalized and less people are going to die because there is a COVID shot. Now, for the people on the other side of this, they're like, it's not a vaccine, it's a shot. Okay, great. Sorry that the nomenclature isn't exactly to your standard and specifications, but I actually do see your point because it's a flu shot that keeps us healthy for the most part, especially old fucks like me. A COVID shot is also going to do its work. We've got this down now. We had it down before. All right. People started to get the impression that because people were still getting COVID after the last boosters and all that shit, that it doesn't work. And it absolutely does work. COVID shot works. Masks work if you need them. When it comes time this year for us to put the masks on, I can't wait. I want to be the guy to put the mask on because now you can put the mask on and every asshole in the world is actually going to have the boldness to walk up to you and just say, you're an asshole, which those are going to be awesome interactions. I look forward to that. Okay? So if you don't get the COVID shot, you are increasing your risk of dying horribly. And if that's what you want to do, go for it. I say Darwinism right here. For everybody who doesn't get the COVID shot that's going to vote for Trump, that's one less potential vote for Trump. Well, good news. The next shot is on the way. It will be in my system by the end of the month, and I'm stoked. It is being encouraged right now. Here's the story. Audio check. Video check. Oops. That's a commercial. Hang on. Here's the thing. Whenever it's a story from an ABC affiliate and you pause the story, okay, it just plays after a certain amount of time. Here we go. Now that the commercial is done, let's begin.
Well, Americans will soon be able to get updated COVID-19 vaccines. Just about an hour ago, a CDC panel voted 13-1 to recommend a new booster for all Americans 6 months and older. Just Monday, the FDA approved and authorized both.
Something about this dude, Charlie Tinker's mouth. It seems like his left side of his mouth goes up and higher than the right side. And his right eyebrow is considerably higher than his left. His whole face is akimbo. And then he's got that weird bassy voice.
Well, Americans will soon be able to get updated COVID-19 vaccines. Just about an hour ago, a CDC panel voted 13-1 to recommend a new booster for all Americans 6 months and older. Just Monday, the FDA approved and authorized both Pfizer and Moderna's updated versions of the shot. 13 on your side's Nate Belt talked with the doctor today.
Jesus Christ, what the hell is going on at Channel 13?
About what you need to know. Nate?
Okay, it's one thing. Look, the guy isn't even shaved. If you're going to be on TV and you're not blessed with the handsomeness of, say, Charlie Tinker here, the least you could do is shave.
Charlie, with that approval from the CDC, I'm told the latest COVID vaccine could be available to the public as soon as tomorrow.
The risk of COVID-19 is not over. And we have to be pretty diligent about it.
That's why Dr. James Grant of Blue Cross Blue Shield Michigan wants you to get the latest COVID vaccine. So why do you need...
If we really want to get rid of Ottawa Impact, when they say, hey, we're not going to get the shot because we're stupid, you got to support them.
Need a new one.
We have to get not only our traditional flu shot, but we've got to get something for COVID now.
Like the flu shot, the COVID vaccine is updated to combat different variants, and the new one is just in time. The latest info from the CDC says COVID hospitalizations are up 19% in recent weeks.
And we're seeing a little more nausea and vomiting. We're seeing a little bit higher fevers, we're seeing what we call conjunctivitis, and we're seeing sort of reddening and your tear ducts flowing.
Dr. Grant says it doesn't matter if you're up to date on your COVID boosters, you can still get this newest vaccine. He emphasizes, however, that just because you have it doesn't mean you're 100% protected, but you will be better off.
That right there, that's what pisses off the Patriots, because you're not 100% protected, and they were told that you're going to have incredible immunity from it, but it's not nearly as complete as what was originally thought. And that to them is the problem. It's like fucking morons. There wasn't a playbook or instruction guide for this. This is a hell of a lot better than what we had before, and this has saved hundreds of thousands of lives.
You shouldn't get it to the point you're in the hospital or on a ventilator. That's the key. Don't think, I have friends that got the COVID vaccine and they still got COVID. Because what did happen is the COVID that they got was far less severe than what they would have had if they didn't have the vaccine.
They don't believe that. These people don't believe that. So I say let them go. Let them go. That means better chance for a blue wave in the next election cycle.
Dr. Grant says there will be plenty of vaccine available, so you won't have to wait to get one. You can ask your primary doctor about it, or they'll also be available at drugstores and pharmacies. In the newsroom, Nate Belts, 13 on your side.
I love it. I love it. If they said we have to get one every day, I'd get one every day. Oh, my God, it makes me so happy. Get your COVID shot. Bob's dumb. He writes, I'm just going to continue on with my natural immunity. Corey says no vaccine has ever been 100% effective in history. Corey says, doing an impression of the Jamingos of the world, or the Nate Bulls of the world. It's not 100%, so I'd rather have 0%. Nate thinks that because there's an election coming, somehow that has something to do with this. Nate doesn't even believe that COVID exists, I'm guessing. My God, you are insufferable. Kenny says, I can't believe we're a few months away from 2024 and people are still arguing about this shit. Well, I mean, you have to understand, though. Okay? You have to understand that it isn't so much that there's an argument going on. The sides have been drawn. The battle lines have been drawn. Hold on a second. I need to see if this is worth reading. John says, no one said you shouldn't get the shot. Just don't mandate for everyone. Oh, yeah, I agree, because then more people like you will croak. And that's more of the world for us to enjoy without having to be subjected to the ignorance of people like you. So please don't get the shot. That's what we want. That's what will work for the world. Corey says the government never said you had to get it against your will, but a private company has that right. Well, you don't understand, Corey. Stupid people like John don't get that. They don't understand that. John's the same one who thinks that because an entity like Twitch banned his stupid show, that his free speech is being impinged. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, my free speech was violated because Twitch, who I signed up and agreed to their terms of service, fucking silenced me because I'm stupid. Megan here, who doesn't have a bad thing to say about anybody, says we literally don't care if you don't get it. And don't have anxiety over that. That's fucking fantastic. Dumb shit writes, a private company does not have the right to tell you to get a shot. Correct. but they do have the right to say all employees will get one or they can't work here. There you go. I don't know how these facts keep getting repeated to you and you don't really process them. You're super stupid. In addition, in an issue like public health with shutting down restaurants, which was probably the greatest thing I've ever seen, because you were able to determine the stupid people who are all patriots saying, oh, my God, they're trying to kill small business. No, you moron. We're trying to keep people from dying and gathering in public places. Linda says, I'd prefer Trump voters. Let's just say all right-wingers don't get the shot. More for us smart people. The right, the people that represent that, they are slowly dying out. They're dying, they're going through bankruptcy, they're losing money, they're losing friends, they're losing family. It's fantastic. We live in a golden age for natural selection right now. And I applaud that. Ladies and gentlemen, the show is, of course, seen on places that I am not canceled, like Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, as well as Twitch. They welcome me with open arms. They said, EZ, can you follow these rules? I said, of course I will. I appreciate you hosting me. You know I will support you in every effort that I can to make life fun and enjoyable for us all here on Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, where they wouldn't think of silencing me because I respect their rules. Only a dumb fuck would betray that. And then they're shown the door. If you are following the show, though, on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, I'm going to kick you out now. You must join me on Twitch. So to do that, you can download the Twitch app. Very simple. And then search Eric Zane Live, all one word. Hit the follow button. Then you know when I go live. You will notice, though, that during the show, there'll be a series of commercials that fire off at random times. If you don't want to see those commercials and just want the show in its entirety, you must subscribe. And you can do that for free by linking up your Amazon Prime account. All the details are right on my Twitch channel about how you can do that. Just hit the red button that says link up your Amazon Prime, and you are good to go. But, of course, what I'm doing right now becomes the audio podcast, and you can download it for free from wherever you download shows. Just search the Eric Zane Show podcast on whatever platform you enjoy. And then off you go. As well, I have a Patreon, which we had a flurry of activity yesterday. Yesterday and the day before. Thank you to those who signed up. You can join me for a Big Fraud Wednesday tonight on Patreon. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. And you can sign up for 7 days free. By the way, John, I refunded your money. I don't want your fucking money. You keep your money. Sign up for 7 days free. The only reason why dumb shit signed up is because he couldn't figure out how to do the 7 days free. You know, the thing that everyone else has figured out. Sign up for 7 days free. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Dad in moments, Eric at EricZaneShow.com on the Shoreliners Striping inbox. Let's see. Okay, officially, I don't have a one. Officially, I don't have one question for Dad. Okay, no problem. We'll figure it out. Let's see. Poor John, or I should say young Adam Schwab, says, my employer made getting the shot as a condition for continued employment. 50-ish people lost their job. Aram asked John directly if he got the shot. Let's see. I'd prefer Trump voters don't get the shot. I read that one already. God, I really went far back. Well, then why are the teachers who were fired for not getting the shot are being rehired with back pay? Why would that happen? I don't know. John says they were unjustly fired. Some may think that. I don't. Let's see. John said he did get the first 2. Well, you should get the rest of them because you might die. Ryan asks, Dear Mita, do you think I'm using you in a negative way during these phone calls? I actually asked him that after Kate brought it up when I was up at Fear Bunker North. Hurricane Ashley says to John, please go away for the love of God. Look, I'm not going to turn John away. I'm not going to do that. I think that would be ridiculous. If he wants to be stupid, that's up to him. But even a statement that he says, I've already had COVID, I have natural immunity, it doesn't work that way. Just like you can catch more than one cold, John. I've had COVID twice. It was nothing because I'm vaccinated, because I have the shot in me. And I'm going to get the shot again, and you should too. You have a lot of risk factors that can hurt you. You're ugly, you're fat, you're disgusting, you're old. All of these things hurt you. Well, some of those things. So go get your shot if you want to see your grandkids, or at least expand your chances so you have the least possible risk to see your family again. But I think you're too thick-skulled. You are a dumb man. You were raised by stupid parents who raised a stupid child, and you probably raised stupid kids. Hopefully the cycle of stupid will end. All right. Dad in moments. Before I get to that, though, I have to go pee, but let me just remind you that the open and live stream of this show is brought to you by the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. 231-332-6505. That's 231-332-6505. From anywhere in the United States, you can get a mortgage. Whether it's your first mortgage or your 10th, or whether you've had your home for a while and you want to get some money out of it for maybe some home improvements or a new pool cover or vet bills, you can do that. From anywhere in the U.S., 231-332-6505, NMLS number 3035. Okay, now, back on the show, my insurance expert, Frank Fuss. We had him on for a live stream last week. Getting tanked with Frank the Tank Fuss from My Policy Shop Insurance. Frank is a licensed independent insurance agent / broker who specializes in these things. First of all, if you or someone you know or love is getting ready to start to use Medicare, that is, like you get old and it's the government-sponsored health care. That's what you use when you're old. There's two things. There's Medicare and Medicaid. Medicaid is for the indigent, like former Zaniacs. Medicare is what you pay in your whole life so that when you are old, for your golden years, you get your health care. Now, there's a right way and a wrong way to sign up. If you do it the wrong way, it's horrible. There are certain things that T's that have to be crossed and I's that have to be dotted that the lay person like you or I would screw up. Frank will walk you or your loved one through signing up for Medicare and signing up for Social Security. Very important, very stressful if you try to do this on your own. Do not do this on your own. I swear to God, you must reach out to Frank. Go to mypolicyshop.com. mypolicyshop.com or buy insurancehere.com. Both of those will link you directly to Frank's mobile device. Somewhere on there, it's going to say, how do you hear about me? Zane. There's either an option that says Zane on the drop down or you type my name in. Also important that if you buy insurance on your own through the marketplace or Obamacare, okay, healthcare.gov, don't do it on your own. Have Frank do it for you. How much for all of these services that I've discussed that you could utilize at some point in your life? Nothing. $0. This is a sponsor that has nothing to do with accepting money from the consumer. The insurance companies pay Frank. That's what I love so much about this. Frank's services are free. Reach out to him today through his website, mypolicyshop.com. Okay, your old pal EZ has to go tinkle, and I will be back. I'll let you guys fight with John and call him nasty names. John, this is why people hate you. When you say things like, to set the record straight, I didn't misgender anyone. Dylan Mulvaney is a man. You are all misgendering him. Oh, God, John. You are so disgusting. Oh, God. I am KO says, yeah, you've done that one already, John. One trick pony. Everybody hates you, John. It's unfortunate. It is really unfortunate. A person can be as ugly as you. All right. It's time for Dear Meathead. John, I don't want to be I don't want to be distracted, so I'm putting you on timeout for a bit. No offense. I don't want to hear you for at least 10 minutes. Okay. Thank you, Jimmy, Nathan, Adam, Chris, Nathan, and Kenny. Nathan sent 2 questions for Dear Meathead. Let's bring him in. Hello, Grand Rapids.
What is it? Grand Rapids.
Hello, Dad.
How you doing?
I'm very well. Hi, Joanne.
Hi, honey.
How's the puppy?
She's at the vet getting her little procedure done right now. She's getting spayed.
Oh, so it's not a disease or illness.
No. You know how so that the dog can't have puppies or anything, you get the dog spayed. Have you
Yeah.
spayed or neutered? That's
Yeah.
She's getting spayed today, so she's not going to be happy at all.
Okay. We used to do that to some human beings.
We do need to do that. I know one in particular today that stands out on my little chat on my show who's really annoying everyone. But I don't think he can even reproduce anymore.
Oh, okay. Hey, well, we gotta have that thing put out there for human beings.
Yeah, I think that some people do deserve that. You're right on that.
Yeah, really. Neuter them and cut them loose.
Lately, she's been humping Bruce, though, so this is probably a good thing that this happens.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's uncomfortable. It's like, oh, my God, get off of your brother. That's horrible.
That's pretty funny.
Yes. So, okay, let's see. Did you know that I think coming up in early October, we're going to be getting together again up north, Dad?
Yes. And didn't you do some cooking or something?
Always.
One time?
Always.
Huh?
Always cooking up there. That is the number one thing to do is the food.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I'll be there just for that.
I was thinking about going with a white chili this time. I made the red chili. I'm thinking about changing it up and going with the white chili this time.
Joanne, did you say yay? Yeah, Joanne, let's go. Hurrah.
Oh yeah.
And she's a chili lover.
Yes, it's chili season, man. It's time.
Yeah.
All right, first of all,
Yeah.
First of all, I want to get your thoughts on the opening week football game. The Lions win, Dad. I know you and Joanne are big fans. What did you think when you were watching that? Tell me what was going through your mind when the Lions beat Kansas City.
I just couldn't believe it.
Well,
I really couldn't believe it.
You've seen a lot over the years of them not being so good, and all of a sudden it seems like they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Kansas City's pretty good too, so they beat a good team.
They
They
sure
really
did.
did a good job with a very big, strong team.
And then they won in Kansas City, and I guess that's harder to do when you play on the road.
I don't know what's happened. Did we change the coaches or something?
Yeah, silly.
Well, I think the Lions have had their current setup for a couple of years, and they've been getting better steadily.
Yeah, we're doing a good job.
Yeah.
We really are.
That's good. So I suspect you think they'll get a victory this coming weekend too.
I hope so. I really do.
All right, that's great. Jimmy in Portland, Maine wants to say hello, Dad.
Hi, Jimmy. How are you?
He says, "Hey, Meathead, I'm shopping for my first pickup truck, and he thinks you'd be a good guy to ask about it. He lives in Maine, where winter is rough. What should I look for? He's wondering what you should think about engine size, 4-wheel drive, things like that."
Yeah, I was just going to tell you, strong engine, really.
4-wheel drive.
And 4-wheel drive is a good answer.
So if you get one that's just like rear-wheel drive, that's a bad idea?
I think so.
Well, yeah, you're going to spin out, right? You need to be able to get through the snow.
4-wheel drive is just a cat's meow.
Four-wheel,
Really?
yes. I mean, seriously, that's probably what, if you were to turn on a truck commercial for Ford or Chevy or Dodge, they'd say, get four-wheel drive. It's the cat's meow.
Yes, definitely. Now, if someone could come up with a truck that is two-wheel drive, whenever you can shift in two-wheel drive,
They have it.
is there such a thing? And then you can be a four-wheel drive as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, in fact, that truck that you sold me, the red one, if you remember
Yeah.
that truck has that.
Okay, what happened to that thing anyway?
It's in my
You
garage.
forgot it?
Yeah, it's in my garage.
Oh my gosh, that's a what? 100 years old now?
It's 20. It's 20 years old.
Oh wow.
It has 164,000 miles on it, which isn't bad. And
Oh my gosh.
it's a little rusty, but no big deal. And I got new tires for it just the other day.
Besides the new tires, have you had a new repairs or done anything else that you had done to it, or is it the same vehicle?
Well, over the last 4 years, there's been maybe like get the brakes done or something like that.
Oh yeah, well that's standard.
Normal maintenance. There was at one point the brake lines rusted out, but fortunately Irvine's fixed it, no problem.
Oh, that's good. No, that's a good vehicle.
I love my truck. I'm very happy
Yes.
with that truck.
I'm glad to hear that, honey.
Brian in New Jersey says, good morning, Meathead and Joanne.
Good morning, Brian.
Good morning.
He says there's a guy, and he describes the guy as kind of fat. I don't know why he would describe him that way. He says this guy makes dumb and nasty comments to get attention. His name is John Jamingo. What should I do about this guy? He comes off as creepy and kind of a jerk. Should we send him to the island?
Yeah, I will do that. Give him an opportunity to be sent out there for just a short period of time, and just whatever the living is,
He's not a killer.
and then if it doesn't change, send him to the depth of that whole thing.
Okay, so just a small sentence on the island, and then bring him
Give him
back
a chance. Give him a chance to straighten it up.
to rehabilitate. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Nathan writes, Dear Meathead, my wife is mad at me. What's a good way to sweeten her up?
The very first thing is, how about, I'm so sorry, honey.
Okay, so apologize.
First, for whatever, whether it's your fault or her fault. Just take the blame if you have to. But bring her around to just forget this, whatever happened. This is something I really did learn a long time ago, but I never exercised it.
Yeah, you never did.
Yeah, but as the years went by and I got older,
Yeah.
I
Yesterday.
Oh,
like
yesterday.
I shut up.
Okay, you finally figured it out. You just got to.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I always, for me personally, whenever something happens where whenever I have a suspicion that I said too much, then it's usually confirmed when I look at her and I see the way she's looking at me and she's not happy. So, yeah, I usually just match up my the gut feeling I have with the look that Diana's giving me, and then I try to remember that.
Yeah, really. How about, honey, I'm so sorry about that. I just had a bad moment,
Yeah, just first apologize, and then don't overdo it. Just try to not be a jerk. Give it some time, and it'll pass.
Really? Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good analogy right there.
Adam writes, Dear Meathead and Joanne, my oldest child just started middle school. He's very defiant when it is time to go to bed, so my wife and I can have some time to ourselves. How would you get him to comply without beating the hell out of him?
No, you can't beat him up at all.
He says, please embellish
How
your
old is the
friend.
child?
I would guess the child is 12 ballpark.
That's pretty adult kid.
12.
I'm just using it as an adult kid. But it is grown up.
He's actually 11. So what do you think? I mean, is it?
I think you should remain strong and tell him, I'm sorry, but this is the rule of this house, that you go to bed at this time.
And what if he says no?
You don't want to go? Go lay in your bed and stay awake.
Okay, then if apparently since he's defiant, he's like it might go so far as he's saying, no, I'm not going to do it.
Well, you let him know that you're a stronger character than he is.
All right. So, but you can't pick him up and throw him in the bed.
No.
Damn it.
Say, hey, this is the rule. You go to bed.
I like the idea. One of the audience members, Kenny, says take the electronics away, like take his phone, and then,
No, that's part of it, yeah.
I think that's as soon as you threaten the phone and as soon as you actually go through with it, actually take it from him and don't give in. Oh,
that's right.
Man, how about that?
Hey, that's a good analogy. That's it.
All right.
You can't be giving up to a child.
Yeah, you can't give in. You're exactly right. If that kid tries to lay down the law, you're like, wait a minute, this is upside down.
Yeah.
You're not the boss.
Yeah, you're going to let him know that he has a possibility of tell you that, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yes. And I think you should do that to the kid till they're like 40 years old.
Well, I don't know about that. That's a 40-year-old kid. I'd kick him in the ass.
Yes, that's true. Chris says, Dad and Joanne Ruben and Joanne, with the fall season approaching, Halloween is right around the corner. Do you hand out Halloween candy?
Yes, we do.
Okay. All right. So they bang on the front door and you say, how you doing? You give them the candy.
Oh, yeah. To be nice to the child or person.
All right. How old is too old to trick or treat?
Well, I'd say 10, 11-year-old kid. Anything beyond that, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Occasionally,
I'd say 15 years old.
Yeah, sometimes they walk up there. They look like they're 30. They got a full beard. Their girlfriend's pregnant.
Hey, don't refuse them. Even if a 50-year-old guy walked up there, trick or treat, give him something.
I don't know about that. If a 50-year-old guy comes on the porch,
I'm just saying that, I don't think it'll ever happen like that. But hey, what's a little candy you want to hand out?
All right, as long as they don't try to force their way into the home, I'm happy. I would keep the gun nearby.
No, that's right.
Nathan.
In fact, don't open the door all the way.
No, just like, hey, all right, here, just throw the candy through the crack. Here you go.
Yeah, really. I put the foot in front of the door so they don't get in.
Right. Dear Meathead, he writes this. I think my wife is getting fat. Can you recommend a low-calorie diet?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Just simply don't let her eat more than you should.
Fruits and vegetables.
Vegetation, and what other food is that?
Fruits and vegetables.
Fruits and vegetables.
Very little meat.
No meat, or very little meat.
Well, yeah, but they got to get protein in too, though.
Yeah, well, very little meat.
All right, so maybe
That's
like
the amount.
maybe lean meat, fish, chicken.
Yeah. Absolutely. You got the answer right there.
All right, so maybe reduce the calories and take a walk.
Yeah, and then don't ignore it all the time by being, hey, listen, you getting fat comment.
Wait a minute.
That's not a good thing.
Oh, so don't just walk up to her and say, hey, fatso?
Yeah, really? Oh, my gosh. No, you got a bad answer there.
Okay, don't call her fatso.
No. Just cooperate with her and just reduce the intake of food. Definitely.
So is it like tricking her, or do you have to say, hey, I'm...
No, don't trick her. Just be real.
So basically you have to feed her yourself? What if she's, she's like, nah, I don't want to eat that. I want to eat this Jimmy Dean sausage sandwich.
You are what you eat.
And then, like my wife says, you are what you...
Right, but should he say anything? Should he say, hey, how about less Jimmy Deans and more, as you say, eat some vegetation?
I have a comment to make. Do you realize how beautiful you are, and you're losing your beauty by getting overweight? Come on.
No, I think you'd be better off calling her fatso than that. Are you kidding me?
Well, no. That's ignorance.
I don't know. I
really believe that.
I think you just keep your mouth shut.
Fatso.
I think you just keep.
No.
I wouldn't say anything. I would just like, yeah, okay. And you know what I would do? I would just try to lead by example, and maybe she'll pick up on it.
That's great. That's another answer right there.
All right. So I think we've come to an agreement. I would like to now review some of the amazing things that you said today.
Okay.
Let's see. First of all, it's important to apologize.
Absolutely.
When it comes to the diet, do not call her fatso. Just tell her that she's losing her attractiveness.
No, that's right. That's right. Honey, do you realize how beautiful of a woman you are, and you're destroying her by gaining weight?
Oh no, I don't know. I don't know if that's a good.
I don't agree with me.
Yeah, that one might be bad. I can't really endorse that one.
Okay.
And then if you the key to health is like a giraffe eating vegetation.
Yeah. Okay.
And then
funny when you say that. Then, oh wow.
Never.
Did I say that?
And never forget, when it comes to buying a truck, 4-wheel drive is the cat's meow.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Wow, we touched on a lot in a short amount of time. That is awesome.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but is the puppy going to be all right?
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain. The only thing that and I will keep you posted. I'll let you know in an hour or so. But typically the only concern is the dog with sedation, and so essentially once that happens, once she comes out, she is fine. Hey, I actually forgot one question that Kenny had for you guys, if I could.
Okay, can't refuse Kenny.
No. Now, he has been having difficulty sleeping. He says, have either of you ever had trouble sleeping? If so, do you know of any home remedies to help get a good, restful night's sleep, Dad and Joanne?
Oh, boy, I have to go to Joanne maybe, so she's got something.
Don't eat anything past 6 o'clock.
Don't eat anything past 6 o'clock.
Oh, okay. That's
and don't drink.
And don't really. I would think that if you got drunk, you'd have an easier time falling asleep.
Yeah, but you'll wake up about 4 o'clock in the morning, won't be able to go back to sleep.
You hear that?
Yeah, I think he's on the right track, because I think he recently turned his diet around. I think, though, he was telling me that he woke up at 3 in the morning, though, and ate like 50 Oreos and a gallon of milk. So
yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah,
oh my God.
I don't think
right it's a no-no right there.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what got into him. He just who the hell just wakes up in the middle of the night and starts killing Oreo cookies?
Oh my gosh. I wonder, I often really, now that you bring it to my attention, I wonder what does it take a person that wakes up from sleep to eat?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's I think he's got some type of dysfunction or something going on there.
I mean, when I open my eyes, it's early hour in the morning that I have to wake up.
Oh, try reading.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I think it's that's remarkable. He said that I exaggerated. It was only 6 Oreos, but I don't believe that
Don't
either.
matter. Don't even have to have one.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter if it was 1. You're not supposed to wake up, get out of bed, and go to Snack Town. You know?
Joanne, you made a comment. What was that?
He could read.
Oh, she says that you can read.
Yeah, do anything. Or just lay there, for God's sake. I don't know. I mean, you don't have to get up and go eat Oreos. It's horrible.
Oh, that's terrible. You're killing yourself.
Yes, for sure. Okay. Everybody loves you. Thank you so much. And I will talk to you guys very soon.
All right, and I really wish that you let me know how the puppy come along.
I will call you when I pick her up.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, do you still use that Amazon Alexa for phone calls?
Sometimes.
Okay. We should do that more. Meet face to face.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. I love you.
I love you too, honey, and have a great day.
I love you, Joanne.
I love you too, honey.
Okay, miss. Have a yep. Uh-huh.
See you soon.
Okay.
She said.
All right. Talk to you guys. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. All right. Another Rip Roaring edition of Dear Meathead. Some follow-up to Kenny and the Oreos. If my Megan says, if Meathead says when you wake up in the middle of the night instead of Oreos, if Meathead says sex, I'll die laughing. Oh my God. Kenny says 6 Oreos, only 6. It's horrible. It's a terrible thing. IMKO, who the hell wakes up at 3 a.m. and decides to speed run diabetes? Mitch says, I do that when I'm stressed out. I sleep, eat, and it fucking sucks because I generally don't remember it. I've never done that. Ashley says there's a great study that shows that mice think Oreos are the same as cocaine. It sounds like you pulled that right out of your ass. All right. But I know how difficult it can be when it comes to the eating thing. I've got it currently in check to some degree. The only thing I ate yesterday actually it was a great day. Nothing out of the ordinary. When it came time to actually eating my big meal of the day, it was the leftover half a steak, probably 8 ounces of steak, and a baked potato. I bring this up because I again destroyed my fitness goal for the day yesterday. I posted it in Fraudulent Fatties. I am concerned with Amanda, who spearheaded this whole movement, and I'm not really sure where she's at. She did post an update because we were asking about her. Because, she's all gung-ho and then she's not gung-ho, Ryan smashed his fitness goal. Look at that. Oh, my God. Amanda writes, hey, all, I appreciate the concern. I am being a bit fraudulent. Ha ha. No, I'm not laughing. I'm getting my ass kicked at work right now, so I'm not able to listen to the podcast in the morning. I'll return to more fraudulent postings later this week. Yeah, I don't give a shit about the postings. I'm worried about whether or not you're able to actually save your own life. Try not to lose focus with why this is happening. I mean, we're all in it with you, but you and Kenny are the ones who it's like actually very serious. You may think this is all fun and games, but you need to make sure if it said I'm slammed at work, but I'm still making good food choices and still getting my exercise or moving in. But no offense, but I don't think you are. Maureen lets her off the hook with, glad to hear all is well with our fraudulent friend. Yeah, the point of this was to bust people when they're being not doing their part. If we're going to be on here every fucking day lifting our fingers for each other, helping, we can't just go, oh, that's okay. This sounds like you're doing good, not doing shit. Yeah, so I don't give a fuck how hard you're working. If you're not making appropriate food choices and not exercising, then this is turning into a fucking chat room. That's not what this is supposed to be, Amanda. Move. Now, I know the line. Amanda said to me, okay, you said so much this one time you actually made me want to cry. All right. So I won't do that. But at the same time, if we're going to sit here and have a Facebook support group, you can't just say, oh, hey, everybody's doing a great job. I worked today, so I can't participate. Kuipers makes a great point. The page isn't called Fraudulent Excuses, asshole. Nikki says, I've only lost 7 pounds so far since we started this. That's awesome. I don't know what expectation. That's a healthy weight loss. I've only lost 7 pounds so far since we started this, and it's making me crazy that it's going so slow. Look, let me explain this to you, Nikki. Wherever you are right now with what you're not satisfied with, think about how much time it took to get to that point. It took time. All right? So it will take time to turn it around. Son of a bitch. I wish I could report 7 pounds to you. I'm at about 5 now. It's been 2 weeks. That is appropriate. You're supposed to lose it slowly. Anything more than 3.5 is not that great per week. 7 pounds? That's a normal weight loss. As long as you don't go to the Dunkin' Donuts vending machine at your work and buy drinks, 550 calories worth of drinks, dumbass. God damn. The nerve of you to show the nice lunch that you packed yourself and then, guess what? I just went to Dunkin'. You jerk. That's how this goes. If I fuck this up, I expect this same type of treatment. My God. Kenny, I'm liking this. Kenny indicates he's starting to be able to walk properly again because his back was damaged. You know, I firmly believe that that's Kenny's skeletal system going, all right, we got to punish him. Let's put him in pain so he'll drop 800. Kenny says, I'm about to hit it hard once every night. Wait a minute. I'm about to hit it hard once every night is like last night, and walking without any pain is a constant again. Yeah. As long as you start slow. Okay, buddy? Please. Your body, Stephen Hawking would look at you and say, God, that guy's back is fucked up. Okay, you still have to drop so much weight that would make walking not be dangerous. Okay? That's the level you're at. Take it easy. All right. So there we go. Megan says, I just canceled my gym membership. Good. You don't even need it. You honestly don't need it. Appropriate steps or appropriate eating within reason. You don't have to starve yourself. Go walk. Do some air squats. Do some girl push-ups or boy push-ups. Do some wall sits. You don't need it. All right. That concludes this portion of Fraudulent Fatties. And for those of you that are not disgusting like your old pal EZ, well, God bless you. I cannot wait to send buyers a message on my chart and say, dude, I'm down this many. Right now. Because Linda says, I had record low cholesterol yesterday, 167. Congratulations. That's awesome. My cholesterol is at record high. The good cholesterol is record low. The bad cholesterol is record high. My triglycerides record high. I'm fucked right now. But I'm better. Corey says, was Kenny Scooter fat? No, not yet. But he will be if he goes back. And so will Amanda. All right. Linda says down from 220 in April. There you go. Plug it. Who gives a shit? Lose it. You'll get there. Your body will recover. Stay consistent. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Takes time. Okay? I just brought this up because I think Amanda is being a big fat pile of shit. She's already, remember like it was last week? She was like, oh, hey, everybody, guess what? Hey, I exercised today, and I only ate one protein Pop-Tart. Oh, my God, it was awesome. And then we don't hear from her for days. The fuck? I take it back. Linda's weight was not 220. Her cholesterol was 220. I was going to say, you didn't, that didn't add up in my brain. Wow, that's a big drop. All right. My God. I got to pee again, but I want to talk about Mel Tucker first. Mel Tucker, the coach of Michigan State for now, he has responded with a statement to this chick. What the fuck is her name again? Jesus. Well, they'll say it here. This chick who says that Mel Tucker, I was on the phone with Coach Tucker, and then he started pounding his putt, and I could hear the wet stroking sex sounds of his hand gliding over his BBC.
Just got the big black dick because I know you want to.
Brenda Tracy is her name. He is on unpaid suspension while he gets this sorted out, I guess. Audio check, video check. Here we go.
Volley of new accusations is fueling the scandal that pushed Mel Tucker to the sidelines. Thank you for joining us at 11. I'm Mike Duffy. MSU's suspended head football coach lashed out tonight. Tucker insists the sexual harassment allegations against him are completely false, and the university's investigation is a sham, not subject to Title IX. Now, the woman involved, Brenda Tracy, calls Tucker's response more victim-blaming and lies. Tonight, 7 Action News reporter Brett Cast talked to an expert on Title IX and sexual harassment.
What's up with this guy's head? It looks like he got hit with an anvil, and it's about 3 inches too short.
To explain where this all goes from here.
Well, Mel Tucker today claims that this is not a Title IX investigation, is not a Title IX hearing because it's...
Title IX investigation would be an incident happened that's school-related, an incident like this. And he says, this isn't school-related. I was just on the phone, and she wanted me to beat my meat, and so I started to beat my meat. This has nothing to do with Title IX.
This incident falls outside the scope of Title IX, and that may actually turn out to be true, but the university does have its own separate policy on relationship violence and sexual misconduct that this incident may fall under.
I was kind of disappointed. I was very disappointed.
MSU fans still shocked over allegations against head football coach Mel Tucker that claim he sexually harassed a rape survivor who was hired by the school to educate athletes against sexual assault. He admits to touching himself.
The fact that it was she's there to teach them to not be sexual predators, and then this happens to her.
Allegations against head football coach Mel Tucker that claim he sexually harassed a rape survivor who was hired by the school to educate athletes against sexual assault. He admits to touching himself during a phone call with her, saying it was consensual.
He said it's all fabricated, but we'll just have to see when the facts come out.
Fan Masio Rhodes is referring to this letter released today by Coach Tucker that calls the investigation a sham. Tucker says the allegations fall outside Title IX or any university policy, but the school does have a separate policy that this could fall under.
And universities are allowed to do that. They're not limited just to the laws that exist. They're allowed to create their own policies about conduct and behavior of employees and students.
Most workplaces have this, okay, especially for people that are in positions of power.
Attorney Deb Gordon specializes in Title IX and sexual harassment cases, having represented parties on both sides. She pushes back on Tucker's accusation the hearing is flawed.
Telling your story and being able to question your accuser, even if it's not under oath, that's your due process. You may want more, but the courts have said that's a minimum amount of due process.
In his letter, Tucker says, quote, "It was an entirely mutual private event between two adults living at opposite ends of the country. She initiated the discussion that night, sent me a provocative picture of the two of us together."
Okay, I would need to, what do you mean by a produce the picture? That is so quote unquote provocative. That should be the smoking gun right there, right?
Suggested what she may look like without clothes, and never once during the 36 minutes did she object in any manner, much less hang up the phone. But in response, the woman behind the complaint, Brenda Tracy, tweeted her own statement, saying in part, quote, "This is just more of the same Darvo, deflection, victim blaming, and lies that I've been dealing with now for months."
I'm not sure what Darvo means.
Coach Tucker has been delaying and trying to stop the investigative process since the beginning.
His argument would be,
let me go back to that because I didn't read the whole thing. Since the beginning, he can't afford to go to a hearing that determines credibility of the participating parties. I believe this statement is his way of getting out of participating in the hearing. October 5th and 6th, I will be present for the hearing and make myself available for cross-examination by his attorney, Jennifer Belville. I invite him to do the same. She is not intimidated.
His argument would be, they're throwing me out for moral turpitude. This isn't moral turpitude. I think that's a tough argument for him because what he has done has embarrassed the university.
But Gordon says at the end of
the behavior clause is what this is.
Day, Tucker could still be fired based on a clause in his contract, and fans mostly agree that Tucker crossed the line and action needs to be taken.
At the end of the day, it's a black mark on MSU regardless. So there's definitely going to be some disciplinary action, whether that be a suspension, whether that be him being terminated, I don't know, but they're definitely going to have to do something.
And this hearing will take place on October 5th and 6th. Tracy has said that she will be there and will make herself available to be cross-examined by Tucker's attorneys. She then challenged Tucker to do the same. I'm Brett Cast, 7 Action News.
Well, the MSU president and board of trustees issued a joint statement tonight. It says that the board was notified of a complaint filed against Tucker in December of 2022. But in following MSU protocol, the administration did not provide details.
Why?
The board says it found out more through the media after the story broke yesterday.
Oh, my God. So that's the other part of this. The fact that of all the schools to keep this quiet, MSU, the school where it was okay for this little fucking twerp Nasser to stick his whole hand into people against their will, like he was giving them treatment, and they kept that quiet for the longest time so that it continued. That school? What?
Okay, Governor Gretchen Whitmer, an MSU alumni, issuing a statement tonight on the Mel Tucker sexual misconduct investigation. She says in part, quote, "As a survivor, I am shocked. As a Spartan, I am disappointed. As governor, I want answers."
Oh.
She adds, "We deserve to know when the university knew
I wish she would abuse me.
about these allegations and why they made
She's so hot.
the decisions they did," end quote. Stay with WXYZ on air and online for...
Look at Tucker. He looks like he should be a manager for a pro wrestler. Look at that guy.
continuing coverage of Mel Tucker's...
What a fucking meathead. Fuck this guy. I take one look at him and I can just... I know he did it. Come on now. If you're Michigan State and this happens, the first thing you should do in December is rush to the press and say, this just happened. Mel Tucker is not allowed around the football team until this is taken care of. But no, they waited until it came out in the press and then they acted. My God. Truly a bunch of clowns. Nate says, "I'm glad Tucker will be gone. Never a fan of him. MSU needs to call Colorado and return the broken coach for an exchange. We'll take Dion." Kent says, "Gross." Nate says, "MSU just can't get out of their own shit. They just keep falling in it. Oh, and fuck Governor Bruce Jenner." You see, you are a disgusting human. And the only thing that's keeping you from being asshole of the day is Jamingo. Or maybe even Mel Tucker. Mel Tugger. My God. Dumbass. HVAC, that would be Joe Martinez, says, "Isn't there some recruiting violation there?" I don't know what you mean. Are you talking about him beating his meat while he's on the phone with the chick trying to tell students not to sexually harass women? I'm going to need a little bit more details to be able to answer that question. All right, I got to pee again. Didn't D'Antonio skate out of there in a hurry? I don't know, man. Come on. The fuck you asking me for? What do I look like? Colin Cowherd? I'll be right back. I gotta go pee. man. Irvine sponsors all bathroom activities. Kenny adds, actually, Hurricane Ashley wrote that. And then Kenny writes, yeah, especially bathroom puppy bathing. Now that we're so many days and weeks removed from that, that may have been one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen in my life. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. This puppy smells. And I just can't handle it. I'm going to pick it up and take it into the bathroom of this business and wash it with hand soap. Oh, my God. Oh, I've done such a good deed today. I'll just dry it with these paper towels and shit. Oh, fuck. I'm so great. Here's your puppy back. What the fuck? What happened to this dog? Well, he needed a bath. He smelled like shit. So I bathed him in the sink. Dumbass. Jesus. Kenny says, was everybody going, wait, where'd the puppy go? While that was going on? Yes! That's exactly what happened. And the only reason why she didn't say, hi, I'm going to take the puppy and give it a bath in the sink, is because she knew that everyone would have been like, no, don't do that. Oh, I've got to have it get adopted. Oh, my God. What a pain in the ass. I need to do a live cameo for some idiot named Talon. But first, I've got a million sponsors to talk about who are awesome. Joe Martinez is in here right now. He is the owner of A&E Heating and Cooling. He is the big swinging dick in HVAC. A&E Heating and Cooling. This fall, you're going to need to have your furnace tuned. You see Joe in the fall, you see him in the spring or early summer to tune up the AC and to tune up the furnace. It's $79. You're going to call him today and schedule it. 616-516-8579. The way it works for me is he says, hey, senor, I will stop by. What day? I don't know. Just the door's open. Just walk in. It's fine. And then he says,
Tu madre es una puta.
Translated, your mother's a whore. And I go, yeah, whatever. Just go downstairs and do it.
Lame mi palo con tu culo.
Sounds good. Lame mi palo con tu culo. Translated, suck my dick with your butt. Try that when you're driving around in Grand Rapids by Chavez Elementary. Just yell out the window, pale mi palo con tu culo. But don't say it like I just said it. Comos dingo. Wait, what is it?
Comes chingo de cagada.
Comos chingo de cagada. I can't even say that.
Comes chingo de cagada.
De cagada?
Comes chingo de cagada.
Fucking devil talk. Whatever. Reach out to Joe and have him tune your shit. 616-516-8579. He thinks he's all hot shit because he's got an advertisement at Van Andel Arena for the hockey games now. 616-516-8579. The aforementioned Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV, driving this show. 616-532-6600. They can fix any make of car, especially talented in the EVs and the hybrids. So you bring your car back to the dealership, your EV or your hybrid, and they're like, we can't fix this. We got to call Irvine's. Okay? veteran, lady, family owned. 616-532-6600. ER Vines. That's ervines.com. I'll be getting my hair cut very soon at King's Room Barbershop with Andy. 3 locations. First of all, they're out of Rogers Plaza. They're 5 minutes away from that location. The new location, 821 36th Street, next to the Costume Room in Grand Rapids. This is an upgrade for them. They own the building. The empire is growing. 3 King's Room Barbershop locations in West Michigan. Northland Drive, Caledonia, and, of course, Wyoming, right in the middle. Go to a King's Room Barbershop. You need not make an appointment. Just walk in. The longest you'll wait is 15 minutes. Mention your old pal EZ. If you're talking to Colleen or Andy, who are the owners, operators, Colleen has 51% stake, Andy 49%. You can just tell them directly. Otherwise, tell your stylist, please tell Andy and or Colleen that Eric Zane sent me. King's Room Barbershop, pricing at kingsroom.net. Also, the schedule of all the stylists so you know where your favorite is and when. Kingsroom.net. Finally, Jacob Bennett, who you remember with his flooring installation, he's moved on. He's no longer affiliated with Bennett Flooring Installation. He has opened up Excellent Installation. Same guy, different name. Excellent Installation. When you need flooring installed, call Excellent. 616-318-0167. Excellent Installation is what it is. You will get the most excellent installation, the most professional installation at the most cost-effective price point. A lot of the times, the customers of Excellent Installation buy their own flooring, and then they have Jacob install it. 616-318-0167 today. That's 616-318-0167 for Excellent Installation. So I was notified by Cameo that I have a cameo to do. Comes in on the app. When you drop $20 at cameo.com/Eric Zane, I get this notice. And I like doing these live. I put a lot of energy into the cameos. It's not just like fucking Vince Neil saying, hey, thanks for checking me out. Happy birthday. And then that's it. You pay $200. No, I'm the best price on Cameo, and my cameos are the best. Okay, there's none better. I'm going to prove that right now. He writes this. This is for my friend Talon. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. From Patrick for Talon. I think it's Patrick in South Carolina. I'm not sure. Who sent this one along? He's a friend. Occasion. He listens to a shitty radio show. So I'm guessing this guy, this Talon, with the F rhymes with baggy name, listens to Free Beer and Hot Wings. The question the app asks is, why did you choose to get a cameo from Eric Zane? And he writes, because Zane whips ass and has a hot tub. Well, that's a great reason right there. What's something special about Talon that you want Eric Zane to know? Lives in Nashville, married, 2 kids, supervisor in the construction industry, likes humor, the Titans, cooking, and is a beer and coffee snob. Dude needs to listen to Zane. All right. So then I just hit the record button. My camera turns on. And then I look at the damn thing. I record it. And then I upload it. and it gets sent to Patrick, who then sends it along to this shit box Talon. Ugh. Here we go. See? That's it. Okay. Patrick, the friend of Talon, has hired me to do a cameo for Talon. Talon, if you've listened to the Free Beer and Hot Wings show for a long time, you may remember me from that show. I'm no longer affiliated in any way, shape, or form, but I do this podcast, and Patrick thinks that you're a fuck stick because you're still listening to that pile of shit and not me, which is a complete goddamn embarrassment, almost as embarrassing as your stupid name that your no doubt redneck mom and dad gave you while they were driving around in a pickup truck with the fucking roof cut off with your dad's foot inside of your mom's vagina. But anyway, I digress. Talon. What the fuck? Why would you listen to Free Beer and Hot Wings? That show is a pile of shit, and you fucking know it. It's like The View. Jesus Christ. Pay it. It's taken so long for them to whittle you down slowly to making you think that this is still a good show. Do you find your mind wandering for long periods of time as they drone on and on and on? We're giving people advice on the radio. What the fuck? Get your head out of your ass, Talon. You dipshit. Anyway, you live in beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. Your wife, for now, exists with your 2 kids. Not for long if you keep listening to that bullshit. It says you're a supervisor in the construction industry, okay? So your employees hate you. You like humor, Patrick said. Well, then why the fuck are you listening to Free Beer and Hot Wings, you dick? It says you're a beer and a coffee snob. That adds up. Talon, beer, coffee snob. What an asshole. And Patrick says he's paying me $20 to tell you to quit listening to that shit and to listen to the Eric Zane Show podcast. I can promise you, you will enjoy what I do all alone by myself with those dogs and me in this room than you will that pile of shit. And after you get this cameo from Patrick, send it to those fucking assholes so that they can know exactly how one by one I'm trying to get their audience smaller and mine bigger. So quit being a stupid twat that you no doubt are because your stupid F rhymes with the word baggy name of Talon. And listen! Fuck off! Okay. Patrick, the friend of Talon. Okay, there it is. Has hired me to do a cameo for Talon. If you go back now, you will lose this video. Keep and send. All right, that's it. Is a talon like a hawk's foot? Yes. An eagle has a talon, has talons. Kenny says, what kind of hippie parents did this guy have? It's a great question. Talon? Wasn't that a name used by Balloon Boy's mom and dad? Wasn't the kid who supposedly went up, the Balloon Boy guy, that the kid went up, he was a Talon too, wasn't he? You're right. They are hippies. But you have to wonder what kind of hippies. You know? If only there was a song.
Stupid fucking hippie. Take a shower, hippie. Smelly shit, hippie. Dirty fucking hippie. Stupid fucking hippie. Take a shower, hippie. Smelly shit, hippie. Dirty fucking hippie.
No, the kid's name was not Talon. The kid's name was Falcon. Well, that's something related.
He's Benny the Wonder Dog, Benny the Wonder Dog, Benny the One-Eyed Wonder Dog. Yeah. Benny the One-Eyed Dog, Benny the One-Eyed Dog, Benny the One-Eyed Wonder Dog. Don't you want him? Say.
I know I do. I found those again, Kenny, and brought them back just for you. Unconfirmed. Breaking news. New York Jets have agreed to terms on a 1-year deal with Colin Kaepernick. I don't believe that. Is that one of those wild internet rumors? There's about 1 million other talented quarterbacks. Well, he's talented. He can't play anymore. CBS. Aaron Rodgers injury. Jets looking to add quarterback insurance, not pursuing Tom Brady or Colin Kaepernick, per report. Yeah, that's bullshit. They've got the MILF Hunter. Just stick with the MILF Hunter. The MILF Hunter is going to be fine. You know? Okay. So that is not true. Today's asshole of the day. What are we going to do here? Oh, excuse me. Darla at the vet, Jamingo postmortem, Mel Tugger, Dear Meathead, cameo for Talon. I want to make it Jamingo again, but that's so, I don't know. I mean, he is a huge asshole. There's no way that he's not. I mean, basically all you have to do is say his name and he's a candidate for the asshole of the day because he's such a pile of shit. You know? This is a horrible human being. Now, I like insulting him. It's very easy to do. He doesn't have fucking any arrows in his quiver, so it's like punching a baby when you beat the shit out of Jamingo. So I enjoy that part of it in a self-indulgent way. But I think people generally want me to ignore him. And it's very hard for me to do. Very hard, because he's such a piece of shit. What do you guys think? I mean, do you like it when I have the opportunity to rip him a new asshole and say horrible things about him? I mean, because that's my fucking bread and butter. You can always email me your thoughts, eric@ericzaneshow.com. He backpedals when confronted. He is harmless, Aram says. Hurricane Ashley says, harmless, saying pray the gay away? Well, look, yeah, I know that sounds terrible, but he's not convincing anyone. No one hears John and goes, oh my God, I have seen the light. He looks dumb. He sounds dumber. Anybody who's going to be listening to him say that, they already believe that anyway. Okay? So I don't know if John, I don't think if any, no one is threatened by John Jamingo. I had Mel Tugger down, but I'm going to make it Talon. Talon is your asshole today for enjoying the Free Beer and Hot Wings show. It is a fraudulent Wednesday, a big fraud Wednesday. Ben and Eric Patreon podcast happens at 7. That is the only show I have prepped. I have to do another Who Are These episode. I don't have anything reviewed, but we will do the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast tonight at 7 p.m. Ben, 1 week of radio in the books. All right. Chris says, small doses is okay, not large chunks of the show. I agree. And there have been moments where it has been larger chunks, but that's when it was top of mind. I don't see him kicking up his heels in any way now that he's been relegated to a place that no one knows, for God's sake. I imagine after a few weeks of 3 people watching his show and 5 people and then back to 2, it'll just stop. It'll just go away. Nobody cares, you know. They belong where they belong, in this small little corner of the echo chamber that they're in, and then that's it. That's where they go. That's where they wind up. It was destined to be. It was suggested to me yesterday. One more thing. When I was talking to Linda, she was listening to an episode of the Lost Zane recording. She goes, there was a time when they gave you a birthday card with a bunch of Bob Seger, they actually bought you Bob Seger tickets. Do you remember that? And I said, no. I said, I remember them coming by the station from time to time, but I do not recall them giving me tickets. She goes, yes, they did that. And she goes, I have a theory. They were grooming you. And I'm like, what, like to have sex with me? She goes, no. You were like the most important thing in the world. This is her theory. And they were plying you with gifts. The studio, the tickets, the buying me the edger. Now, not everybody that did that was plying me. Like Sarah Rook, she would help out with that, but she's not a scumbag like them. So it eventually got to a point where, and I said, you might be onto something there. They may have been grooming me to, God knows what. We know about the group sex amongst them. And, perhaps the idea was have a group sex party in my backyard, Diana, Eric, and all of those slobs. And that's just hideous to think about. When you have meth teeth, like most of those people do, if I'm not kidding you, if you were to be in a room with all these people and ask them all to smile, the brown, busted out teeth would stand out to you. How many of them have rotted out teeth from methamphetamine? It's remarkable. Kenny is under the belief that there never was any group sex going on, but there absolutely was. You may not believe that, but there was. A lot of group sex. As I understand it, at the Pellerito We Hate Eric Zane party, they put the kids, I'm not kidding you, they put the kids, Pellerito has like a petting zoo at his house. They put the kids in the petting zoo to play with the goats. And then they had a massive fat orgy. As I understand it as well, one of Adam the Odd's teeth broke out and got stuck in Andrea's vagina lip. Like it was a piercing, and it's permanent now. The tooth has grown into her vag lip. Horrible. I cannot believe these people. What a disgusting way to live. All true. Okay, that's it. Have a great day, folks. I will talk to you later on the Patreon. Thanks for checking this out, and bye-bye.